Warning: this podcast contains explicit material. If you or a loved one get triggered very easily, then this podcast isn't for you. Listener discretion is advised.
God bless you, my child. In the name of the Father,
The Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Oh, we haven't even done the intro.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. The intro's done.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
It's
The
Kevin.
game
What's
is all
good,
here.
gamers?
For fucking Kevin, Daniel, me, Rico, and then we have Rico's brother on here.
So,
I kind of forget your name, so you're gonna have to say it yourself. My bad. Or whatever you want to be called. I.
Dog, this isn't
Hey,
a
mister.
gender. It's one thing.
I.
Aye, mister.
you're like, "Ee."
It's a fucking snort. It's a snorting.
Oh.
Good day.
What's wrong with us?
A lot of
Nothing,
things.
bro.
We've been waiting for an
Well,
hour
babes.
for Rico to get back on, and this is how we start.
I'd say it's a good start.
It's a good start.
It's a
All right,
great
so
story.
is that what you want to be known as?
Oh.
Oh.
guess
Excuse me.
Y'all gotta say it like
Just call me Rico squared.
Rico's what?
No, that's cringe. That's cringe.
Rico squared? Wouldn't that be two Ricos?
Rico, Square
More
Rico.
like- Yeah, I was
Let's call
gonna
him
say.
Rico the prequel. Oh, that rhymes.
Rico the prequel. Rico the
Oh,
prequel.
man.
There you go.
Is it a prequel or sequel?
Sequel.
Sequel.
Sequel, yeah, sequel. Rico the
comes
sequel.
before.
Rico the sequel?
Square root of Rico.
No. We just said that was cringy.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we
Yes,
did.
we did.
Oh my god, Kevin, you're so cringy though.
I didn't actually fucking hear it. Get close to your mic, for God's sakes.
I didn't say you more. That was Rico. How come I heard it, but you
I heard it.
Yeah, because like
Man
Rico's
has-
mic is terrible.
man has selective hearing? What the fuck?
I don't have selective hearing.
Whenever something cringy, whenever someone says something, man, it's just cringy. Man, it's just cringy.
It's okay, Kevin.
Anyway.
We'll find a cure for you. Don't worry. Disease is treatable.
It's just treatable. I swear.
So first I'm told I'm schizophrenic this entire week, and now I'm being told that I have selective hearing.
Yes.
Like, man, you just
Yeah.
have problems. Though.
Absolutely.
This is a gaslight of the century right here.
Gaslight the millennia, bro. Bro, we're clearly not gaslighting you. Just making shit up, bro.
Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, religion.
Oh Lord.
If you're a Jew, I'm joking.
Get wrecked. You followers of Satan. No,
Followers of Satan.
Hey, Jesus was a Jew.
Yeah, but then he made his own religion, so.
So he's technically not a Jew.
He
Who
was
would
still a Jew though.
Who would win in a 1v1? Jesus or Hitler?
I think they'd be best friends.
He did say love your enemies, so like.
Yeah.
I'm being right. We're gonna get taken down.
You know, Hitler should have got an ally, have been aligned with like Egyptians. Didn't they also hate Jews?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had him for slaves
That was
for
just one
like,
mis-
a while until like some guy told them to leave and they left, and then everyone else died in a whole bunch of water.
Yeah. He got murked.
That would have been a team of the century. But fucking
The clutch of the century.
Hitler was a dumb
The double of the century.
top of the century. Oh shit! Oh yeah, did y'all know that Papa John's is the Aryan racist pizza?
What?
I
Yeah.
can't-
You told us about that.
Yeah, this shit was funny. Like fucking Papa John said some shit, and then like I think some KKK like members were like, oh yeah, Papa John's is the Aryan racist pizza.
Well, I'll go get some Papa John's right now.
To think,
Let's
to
go.
think, think about it. Papa John's would have like an exclusive sponsorship deal with like the KKK.
I did have some Papa John's the other day. That's the funny thing.
Have you ever seen a black person in Papa John's?
You ever seen any ethnics?
If you use code White Power, you get 20% off your pizza at Papa John's.
Fuck.
Now that.
Thank you, Papa John's, for
Use
sponsoring
special
this
code.
white rally.
This white.
I think we'll say podcast.
No.
Podcast. You just hear the Vine boom thud? The boom.
We are not associated with Papa John's.
We're associated with Pizza Hut in this podcast.
Are we really?
I'll take pizza.
Podcast certainly is sponsored by Pizza Hut.
I was gonna say I would lean more towards Domino's these days.
Shut the fuck up.
I haven't had Domino's in a minute.
Nah,
Look-
I don't know. I don't like Domino's. The only reason I don't like it is because I still don't understand why they don't have stuffed crust.
They're falling behind.
I'm like,
Clearly
it's
not
It's not like
time.
Pizza Hut copyright stuffed crust. Fucking Little Caesars does it too.
Oh yeah, they do.
They copyrighted the
that's
stuffed crust.
No, I'm saying it's not like they copyrighted.
Oh.
I just don't see why Domino's doesn't do it.
No, but like the garlic crust from like Domino's slaps. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. That is pretty good.
Shut up, dude. You don't need. I like how he's agreeing with like the whole Pizza Hut thing, but this man doesn't even eat his crust.
Daniel does not eat his
Clearly,
crust.
Man, that's the whole trail.
I
of
do not eat.
crust.
I do not eat cheese stuffed crust.
What the fuck?
Yo,
What's wrong with you?
Anything from high school? Y'all remember I used to give out my mozzarella sticks?
Yeah, he did. Man's weird.
You're a menace to society.
Menace to society. I want to watch society fall.
I mean, Kevin, you're pretty weird too.
Kevin, you're
Okay,
the only one
okay.
here that's not faithful.
Okay, hold up.
No,
Hold
Rico's
up.
brother doesn't even know about that.
You're unfaithful because of life. I'm
Nope.
unfaithful because I'm autistic. We are not the same.
Would you rather have somebody who eats the crust first, or someone who doesn't eat the crust at all?
Yeah, man. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's a little weird. At least it's not as weird as Daniel.
I
What?
eat,
What does
eat
Daniel
every
do?
part of the pizza.
So yeah, so
I'd say pizza's
so,
pizza any way you eat it. Like,
Pizza's pizza.
Thank you.
Pizza do be pizza?
wait, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Have you guys ever had a marshmallow pizza?
No.
That
No.
sounds awful.
Yeah, that is actually bomb. It's actually pretty good.
See, this is why this is.
Oh my god.
A marshmallow pizza. What the hell?
It's basically
So it's just instead
basically
of
like a
cheese,
regular pizza. Instead of cheese, it's like
it's
melted marshmallow,
chocolate.
right?
No, it's chocolate. And instead of pepperoni, it's mushrooms. Fucking marshmallows.
Mushrooms.
Have you been to Stevie B's?
What is it? I might have been.
Stevie B's, it's
I,
like
did- I just remember I went to like a pizza buffet and they just had it there.
Oh, we
a
went
pizza.
to.
Yeah, they have it there.
Ricky, where did we go to? CC's?
CC's.
I know, but that's pretty common. Those have like pretty normal pizzas.
No. Like we
Stevie
went
B's
late.
has, like, crackhead
we were in where were we? We were in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
We went to, everything closes at 10 p.m. Everything closes over there. So we were looking for food, right?
You guys do realize there's CC's pizzas in the state, right?
Yeah, I know.
No, we didn't just go for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to an
for
event.
our-
Road trip.
Yeah.
You guys went
Basically.
to South Carolina just for CC's pizza.
It was well worth the wait. We went over there and like the buffet part was like closing down, so but we could order like everything. Those pizzas were so thin and so small. There's this flatbread pizza that they were like advertising. It was kind of good, but like that thing just tasted like a cracker. It felt like a cracker.
Well, yeah, because they have to save on dough and shit.
Dog. Thin crust pizza is basically
What's a
a
pizza
tortilla.
place?
Yeah, it's a pizza buffet. A lot of people are gonna be taking pizza, so they're like, "Shit, we need to like pump out as many pizzas as we can."
Yeah. It's not like
I'm
I
just
know.
here to let y'all know. Pizza Hut thin crust is basically a tortilla.
On God?
On God.
Also, Daniel, what was that place you were talking about?
What?
The one with the
Oh.
crackhead pizzas. Say it again.
Stevie B's.
Yeah, it's
It's a real weird shit over there.
There's
That's why I
one-
tasted
text me that. I can't spell.
There was this one time where
Alright.
we bought a pizza from Domino's, and because we usually like ordered the same thing. I don't know how or why, but we ended up with like a really like completely different pizza. It was a thin crust. It was definitely like a thin crust. Like, it honestly just felt like a cracker, but you know what? It still slapped, even though it was tremendously thin.
So I found this way that you could like get free pizza if you work at like Domino's and you order like pickup, and you know like
Just kill the delivery man.
You just killed his job, bro.
I like how we keep talking about food.
It's a food episode now. Screw religion. This is a food episode.
Jesus is the bread of life.
Shut the fuck up! Oh my god!
That's what should be. That's what it's gonna be called.
Oh my god!
So once you grow up, you're gonna make like a pizza place and be like Jesus like pizza or shit like that. Say that he's inside the pizza, he's in the dough.
Yes.
Nah, bro, that's blasphemy.
Jesus is an Italian.
Mussolini was.
Mussolini.
So instead of Jesus pizza, it's Mussolini pizza.
I think
We took bits and
Yeah,
pieces of
sir.
Mussolini. So what? Yeah, what were you saying?
Oh.
I keep forgetting your name. Fuck.
Oh,
Yeah, what were you saying? I had to get free pizza or some shit.
Oh yeah, so basically how to get free pizzas, you work there and you order pizza, but since it's like pickup, you don't have to like pay there. And so you just leave that, you order it in the morning and then you come back at the end and they're like everybody's like, what are you gonna do with the pizza that nobody picked up? So then you just be like, hey, can I just take the pizza home? And bada bing, bada boom, you have a free pizza.
But then you have to wait the entire day, don't you?
Yeah, but you get free pizza.
it's gonna be cold, dog. In my opinion, in my experience, that pizza's gonna be cold. It's not
Hella
gonna
cold. Hella cold.
In Pizza Hut, we just put them on top of the oven, and it's not even that warm on top of the oven. They just
Not enough what?
it's not warm enough,
Yo, then do you guys cut your peaks as well?
huh?
Do you guys cut your peaks as well? Because the thing is the problem here, at least before, they did not cut that shit at all.
No, yeah, we do cut our shit. Yeah,
No, the thing is like they
would
didn't
cut
cut it
it,
very well,
But they were like
in
half-ass
in
cutting.
our pizza. Like
Oh, yeah.
either the ratio looked like really fucking like skewed, or like they just didn't like fucking put enough pressure to like slice that shit.
no, yeah. The guy who does the cutting, at least at where I work, he does like a pretty good job to make sure it's like cut.
Understandable.
Just like an emo
There's only
scroll's
one
wrist.
time. There's only one
Yeah, my
time
man was.
where my pizza was not cut at all. But
Bruh.
Just
it made more
fold
sense
turn
why
it into
that
a
day.
calzone.
It was
It made more sense. It made more sense why it wasn't cut, but because it was like a special pizza.
dude. Even Quick Trip was better at cutting pizzas than Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
What? No one on Pizza's a Hut.
No one out Pizza Hut. I'm contacting Pizza Hut right now to assassinate whoever works at Racetrack.
Bro, Daniel, I swear, the next time you have parties, you better just bring pizza though.
Oh, well,
Y'all want pizza?
Yeah.
No,
yes.
I mean, I don't care.
Well, good fucking luck, because I'm not bringing it.
Can you? Okay, never mind.
What?
I was gonna say, can you like bring like pizza with like ham and pineapple?
You mean a
Oh,
Hawaiian?
never.
We
Yeah,
actively
a Hawaiian
reject.
pizza.
We actively
We just say
reject,
no. It's not even on the menu.
Yeah.
You know.
We say sorry. We're out of pineapple. Can't make you pizza no more.
Oh no.
We-
Who likes pineapple and pizza?
Me.
Kevin,
Man, Kevin.
Is that it?
I'll eat
are
Yeah.
it,
you no longer invited to the carne asada?
but like, it's not my favorite.
I mean, there are things you'll just eat, but like sometimes you just like it's not. It's like
Like if I see a
At
pizza,
the very
if
at the very
There's
least you
something better.
tried. At the very least you tried. Most people don't even try it, and they're just like, "Oh, it sounds horrible."
like here's the thing.
No, I
if
tried-
see-
I
if
tried
there's
it.
I tried
only
it.
pizza, if there's
Shut the
only
fuck up.
pizza with pineapple on it, then I'll eat it. Like, but if I have a choice, I'd probably choose something else.
this man Kevin just assumed. This man's Kevin saying all people who don't like it just assume that it just tastes bad. Literally, man just assumed that it didn't taste.
I'm not saying all people.
You
I'm saying most
assuming in
people.
2022?
Hell yeah, I'm assuming. There's
So-
something wrong with that.
Man didn't get
Yes.
canceled.
Yeah, we're canceling you.
Get all the Karens. all the
I tried it.
all the Beckys.
Go through his Twitter.
Fucking SJWs over here.
I don't know. It's like whenever, because sometimes like how when you get a pizza, sometimes like the bits and pieces of the toppings like get on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I bite into a pineapple, I just spit that shit out. I'm like, this shit's disgusting. Like, who dare grace my fucking pepperoni with some fucking
Grace.
pineapple?
Just out of
Get outta
curiosity,
here.
would you rather eat a pizza that has onions on it or one that has pineapples on it?
Onions on pizza
Onions.
is delicious.
Onion.
Onions.
At least onion
Wow.
tastes good when
Take
cooked.
that L, Kevin. Take that L.
Yeah, so
Man thought he was doing something.
Take that L.
you can
Plus
actually mix
ratio.
onions in. Like onions can go good. Like if you're having like a vegetable pizza with peppers, black olives, all those good stuff, and then onions.
I don't want to hear your bullshit explanation. I'm
You're
just taking the L
atheist.
and I'm leaving it at that. I'm taking the
Bro.
L and I'm leaving it at that.
Kevin, would you put
You're
apples?
wondering
Kevin.
why people don't like pepperoni on pizza. Yet you actively reject other people's opinions on what they put on their pizza. Kind of sus.
Kevin, would you put apples on your pizza?
That sounds.
I bet he would.
He would. Kevin would do that.
Try it.
He
He
would.
said we all know he would try it.
That sounds weird, but I'll try
Exactly.
it.
A pizza with apple slices on it. That's apple pie.
Not
He's not
wrong.
wrong.
He's not wrong actually.
Not wrong.
He's not
I don't know.
wrong.
It's just to me. It's just like for some. I don't like when like the fucking. It's already salty and shit. Like, why would you add something really sweet on top of it?
Yeah.
But like most times, it's not even that sweet.
It's canned
Should've-
pineapple.
I mean, there's some exceptions to that, to what you said, Fredy. Like barbecue sauce, but that
I don't
barbecue
like
sauce
barbecue
that goes with like meat and shit. Like it goes good with like salty things.
Pizza with ranch hits different. My
Nah,
God.
No, I'm
Pizza for ranch is for Satanists.
Guess I'm a Satanist. Guess I'm a Satanist then. Guess
Well,
I'm a Satanist then.
we have like 3 Satanists in the group then.
Damn, you even
crucify them all.
call the other Kevin. You even call the other Kevin Satanist.
And then I think Ashley does too.
Damn, that makes sense.
I'm not surprised.
Women.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? What? I forgot what I was gonna say. Fucking shit, Kevin. You made me forget.
Oh,
Why is it my problem?
You just had to open your mouth. I swear to God. I forgot.
Well, but this is all in my head. I haven't taken my prescription yet.
Shut the fuck up. I like how he's playing into it. Finally, you're becoming funny. You're finally becoming
He's not
funny.
playing into it. He's realizing.
You're finally becoming
He's realized.
funny.
he's waking up. He's understanding.
He's beginning to believe.
Believe in what?
Soon the Lord will be here to pick him up.
So yeah, I got an Uber driver for heaven.
If I find out that I'm schizophrenic and in order to wake up, that I need to believe in the Lord, I'm just staying in the schizo world. Fuck that.
You'll wake
Understandable.
up eventually. You'll wake up eventually.
He'll wake up.
You know what hits different? Food truck pizza.
Oh,
Yeah.
for real, yes.
For
I
real.
remember I was working at a concert for Music Midtown, and then this we were just selling ice cream, and then this guy comes up to me. He comes up to us and he's like, "Hey, you want to trade?" Because he also had a food truck. He's like, "You want to trade for some ice cream? Like, I'll give you a pizza, and you give me ice cream." We're like, "Hell yeah!"
Shit, that's a
Hell
dub
yeah.
right there.
That's a
And
win.
that shit,
Massive
and
W.
that shit slapped.
I ain't gonna lie, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was small, but I mean, fuck it.
Probably had
man,
good personality.
Some would say it's above average.
Shut the fuck. Yeah, actually, now I think of it, it was a little bit too much. Like, shit.
A little too much for my taste.
In my opinion.
Some would say it's too much.
All right, but fuck, what were we talking? Oh yeah, God, I forgot
Religion.
about him.
What do y'all
Pizza
think
was
the
pizza
angel
was more
last up?
important. Pizza was more important than God.
So,
What do you guys think?
you're just like what, confirmed. So, how do you feel? Is your holiness level up?
I think
Did you get the stat boost?
I got
Plus 10 holiness.
I got plus. It wasn't that. It was fun. It was a good day. Forgot when it happened. Like 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
It wasn't that long. We were there though.
Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, It was good actually. It was fun. I really did.
You feel any different?
It's good that you finally sold your soul to God. I see.
At least I'm with him.
You're with someone who's controlling your life.
At least I've woken up to reality.
Shit, you got me there.
Live
another
your
L
own
on that.
delusions.
Take it out.
Nah, but it was
Kevin do be living in a horrific world of his own illusions, though.
trust in God, my brothers.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Basically, nothing much changed, to be honest. But yeah.
What,
Yeah,
you don't feel closer to God?
Oh, I definitely feel closer to God. I'm just saying, nothing has specific. I haven't. I don't know
We've
how to
moved
speak
it in.
tongues now.
He does feel closer to God, but he's not.
I haven't
he's not
tried. I
performing
haven't
miracles.
tried walking on water yet. I'll do that later. But it's been pretty good. I'm more. I think I'm more directed towards preaching my faith out to other people, Kevin. But
What's going on?
Can't have anger problems.
but
Atheists
anyway,
be molding.
yeah, it's basically something I was really waiting for, and kind of like that one scene in Avatar where he goes like, "It's my birthday and I'm being initiated. I feel initiated in my faith." Yeah, it was good. It was nice.
No, dog, that's good. That's good.
You should try it out one time, Kevin. Highly recommend.
At least Kevin is baptized, so I guess he'll get into heaven.
I was baptized and I've done my first communion already.
Oh shit.
God bless you, my child. God bless
Oh,
you.
shit.
He's a heretic.
God bless,
You're
bro.
pretty far along.
You're
pretty far
halfway
along.
there. Kevin,
Mine-
you're halfway there.
Mind you, my sister was also baptized. She also did her first communion and she also did her confirmation, and she was atheist before I was.
Correlation does not lead to causation.
What
Or
the
whatever.
fuck? Oh my god.
We're basically just gonna be let in. We're just gonna walk through the gates, and then God's gonna be like, no, Kevin, you gotta go to class.
You didn't say the magic word.
Well, at least you're alluding to the fact that I'd be going to purgatory, not hell.
Understandable.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to say here? That I'm just gonna go to hell no matter what?
Well, the
I don't
thing
know
with
about that.
purgatory is you have
That's
to
for God to
accept
decide.
you have to accept that you want to be saved. So since you're atheist and you're basically saying yourself that you don't believe, it essentially means
Look, I
that
accept the fact that I'm going to hell. It's just that it's whether or not you guys believe I am.
I'll pray for you, Kevin.
Kevin, we'll pray for you.
Nah, Kevin hasn't
We'll
done,
hope you make
he
it
hasn't
there.
done that many things.
mira, en el nombre del Padre, Hijo y el Espíritu Santo.
Amen.
Todos vamos a rezar un rosario por Kevin.
Primera
Read it for like
estación.
an hour.
You know, I just had this conversation
We'll
with
have
like my
arroz con leche after the rosario.
I just had this conversation with like my sister. I told her, I was like, look, if I die before you do, like in my funeral, don't make it religious. If you make my funeral a religious thingamajig or whatnot, it just feels like you're spitting on my grave. So
Okay, I'll do it.
We'll all do it.
We'd all do it.
you guys let me down one more time.
Of course,
I'll
you
let you
gotta do
know.
it before you go fully.
That's her fault for going first.
Frank and John.
It's like Kevin's like, God's not real, and then God's gonna be like, Kevin's not real.
Kevin,
You know what?
you
I'll
just
take that.
lost
I'll
some
take
brownie
that.
points.
That's a
You
W
just-
right there.
You just lost some brownie points with God. You're falling back in. Your illusions are gonna come back bigger and stronger. Stupid.
No. If I'm always saying that God's not real and God's like Kevin's not real, that's a W to me. That's a massive W to me.
It literally makes
Oh,
no
Kevin, how
sense.
depressed can one man get?
It literally makes no sense. How the fuck is that a W?
How is that a
Strange, bro.
W? How is that a W? Because one, I don't have to suffer in all of eternity in hell, and two, I won't have to
So you
suffer
do
all eternity
believe.
boredom in fucking heaven. So
Yeah, no, sometimes I kinda-
If you
That's where the
believe in-
baddies at.
the baddies
That's
are
right.
not in fucking heaven.
The baddies are in heaven. The hoes are in hell.
The baddies are in limbo.
Always
That's where they are.
Well, here's the thing, Kevin. Do you want the hose, which will probably just play with your heart in hell, or the ones who were the true baddies who look good but also like have good morals?
Kevin just wants holes.
See, I've accepted the fact that I'm going to neither heaven nor hell nor purgatory nor limbo or any shit like that. So it doesn't matter what the fuck I'd want to do.
Kevin will pray for you once again.
I always did wonder that. I'm like, if you go to heaven, do you just have access to everything?
I think
Yes.
heaven is kind of like
I think heaven would be boring as shit.
no, everything you want, but like it's like an understanding that this isn't what makes you happy, it's the connection that God gives you. So he puts you in a place where you're happy, where you get to do the things that you like doing, but instead
Oh my God.
but like that humanness or like that sinfulness part of you that's like, this is the thing that makes me happy isn't there anymore. It's God put me in this situation, now I can be happy forever.
The more I want to puke. Holy shit. Fucking hell.
Have you gone to confession?
Not funny.
I'm not even trying to be funny.
No,
Kevin, once again, atheist B season.
No, because I was wondering, because I'm like, if you get to heaven, do you just get like access to everything, like past and forward? Like, can you just like go into like a house and just be like, hey, yo, pull up the future real quick? I'm already here. What happens to humanity in a couple years? Since
Speaking
God's
about the
unknown?
future, who wants to talk about time?
Shut
I'm
the fuck
just
up.
kidding.
Yeah, but anyway. I mean, I always did wonder. I'm like, what happens when you go to heaven? Do you just like sit there and wait until like God's like, all right, prayer time?
Prayer time.
Not
like,
necessarily.
It's
Because
like
every
the
time
meme.
there's
It's like the meme. Honey, wake up! It's time for you.
Oh yeah.
It's 3 a.m.
Or-
It's time for your prayer. Yes, honey.
No,
Think
but
about it. You be having to do that all of eternity.
No, I don't think so. It's like
I'd blow my brains out.
because heaven itself is a space filled with God, filled with holiness. So I don't think you have to specifically go to have prayer, like, because that whole area, that whole place, you've already reached a place of peace, happiness, and love, and prayer. So you don't have to continue praying because you're already in a form of prayer. You're in connection with God anyway.
prayer translated
if,
practically means conversation with God.
Yeah.
But like, isn't it also like if you get in, doesn't that mean like you haven't sinned like that much?
Not
No,
necessarily.
because you
It
can
means
you can
you-
sin a
like,
lot.
Doesn't
and
it
go to
mean
heaven.
you-
if you walk in, can you just no longer sin or some shit? Like,
No, it's basically you've accepted that you're a sinner and that you're sorry for what you've done.
so you're basically
That's
saying, so when you walk in, you're like, I'm not perfect, and then you just walk.
Kind of, yeah.
So basically, what you're
Yeah,
telling the
kinda,
God, you're
basically.
telling the God, look, God, I took the L.
Yeah, you're basically
Yeah.
saying
Understandable.
You see, we don't take L's in this.
No doves in this house.
no
What the
doves
That's
in this
Daniel.
house. Only
That's
L's.
Daniel.
We only
That's
take
Daniel.
L's.
Only L. Come on, Daniel.
No wonder you're holy. No dubs in this house, just L's.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Might take L's. At least I'm happy. No need to worry about no
Are you
depression.
though? Are you though?
I am.
You got like $3,000 in debt, stupid.
You
Some shit like
just
that, I
hear
can't
crying in the
remember.
That's
background.
their problem. That's
fair.
their problem, Fredy. They want their money, they can come get it.
Yo, if you
Yeah,
donate
I
a
mean,
kidney, they give you some good money for that.
That's called
think
the
it-
black market.
I think an eyeball on the black market is like $6,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell like, I don't know, my leg or something.
Then you already have bad eyes. You don't need two of them.
You're right.
How much is?
How could I have been so blind?
All right, guess who's on the watch list now?
100 to 2,000, 100,000 to 200,000.
I was about to say, if it's just $100, that's not even fucking worth it.
What the fuck? No. Wait, 100K to 2,000K or 200K.
100 to 2,000.
Dude, you could be a
Bam.
millionaire.
What?
Nah,
1,000.
G.
It's just 1,000.
I know, but if you just sell enough parts, you can be a millionaire.
Oh yeah, but like at what
No,
cost?
I'm gonna be
It's literally-
crippled.
literally at what cost?
The money's gonna be used to like for therapy.
It's literally gonna be at what cost? That's the
It's a
thing.
trade-off.
Look, bro, you gotta get that bag.
Kevin, how about you get that bag, bro?
I'm not gonna get that bag. I'm happy being poor.
Dude, you wouldn't be able to carry the bag.
Be too crippled.
Shit, what were we talking about? Oh yeah,
God.
God. And all right,
What do y'all think they ate at the Last Supper?
just bread,
Bread.
and fish.
Bread and wine.
Bread and wine.
Honestly, like
Yeah.
what did they have? Like what back in the day? What could they cook?
Goat.
They
Fish.
had that filet mignon.
The filet
Filet
mignon.
mignon.
The filet mignon.
They didn't even have cows and shit, did they?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They did, but they didn't like
They had
they
goat.
didn't like big cows. They eat like calves and all that.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
I'm saying, like in the Middle East, did they have cows in the Middle? I don't even know. I don't even know.
Dog.
No, I
They
don't
had
know.
like goats.
At that time,
They
the
had goats and
at
sheep.
that time the Silk Road was still going. So
Do you think Jesus ate the legendary bread square?
Yes.
it
Possibly.
is the bread square.
He is. Yeah, technically he is a bread square.
Is the bread cute, my G? It's three different forms.
Oh yeah, but since you two are here, I guess you three, since you're more religious than us. Well, you know, like a bunch of people are like, if God's real, then how come he lets so much like bad shit happen?
Because of free will.
Yeah, free
Guys,
will.
I think we learned about that.
But,
We
like,
learned about that.
But some things don't happen because of free will.
That's kind of the whole reason behind everything. Because God, He wants us to live our lives however we want to. If
Yeah,
we
but what if,
choose
like, a
to follow
kid-
Him,
what if a kid like a baby in the womb like just chokes itself? Was that free will?
kind of.
That's first of all, that's L on the baby.
God was
Man
like,
got spawn
God was
cancer
all like,
on
I
the
put
planet.
you on the planet, and you didn't even get into the planet. You killed yourself before
Oh
you
my
even
God.
loaded in.
Eyes in the pre-lobby.
You got the controller disconnected, man.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Get
we'll
away
get
your turn
canceled one day.
again. Another millennium.
How I sleep knowing the enemies of Christ control this country.
Yeah, but like, there's just bad shit that happen, like natural phenomena. I mean, we can't really count those, but I'm saying like, just like cancer and shit like that. That's just like obviously there are some things that like child abuse or like other stuff that's just like someone choosing to do that shit. But I'm like,
Yeah.
shit that there's like shit that just happens like without any human
Input.
input.
Well, I think that's more of like the way he created the world and our interactions with it. Because if you think about it, the origin stories of Genesis, the whole creation stories, all that is figurative. All that is figurative. We didn't actually come from dust. We believe in evolution, which means that through our evolution, because we're humans, we create disease. We've always have, we always will. So I believe that's where just like cancer stems off, all the plagues, everything that has, done damage to us as a humanity has come from, just from our evolution.
As a society.
Dude, I'm pretty sure disease happened before humanity even walked on this earth.
Yeah, of course, but I'm saying like the ones that like we create, the ones that ail us, are just us interacting with the environment.
So you're saying that? So, are you trying to insinuate that God's turning the environment on us? Then
And if you think about it, this entire planet isn't suited for human life.
Run that back.
Yeah.
Please
You
explain.
want to run that back?
There's a... Well, if you guys think about it, and there's also like I saw a history documentary on this shit, like
I was about to
2
say.
weeks
I
ago.
was like, if you say like I saw a TikTok, I'm like, I swear to God.
No.
Yeah, I was like, bro.
No. I'm not.
I saw a Reddit post.
Okay.
You just go to
I saw a
something-
Reddit post on
I saw
r/religion.
something on iFunny. I saw something on iFunny that said,
I saw something on 4chan.
Not fortunate.
Alright, but continue.
Well, but back to what the documentary thing was talking about, was just giving all these insights and points on how like humanity as a whole and planet Earth aren't really that compatible with one another. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm no scientist or whatever. But yeah, they're talking about how like this planet isn't suited for like human life in general. I'm like,
It isn't
I don't know.
suited for the human life that we have now, but I'm pretty sure like humans like 10 to 20,000 years ago, like how long ago was it? Pretty sure the Earth would have been fine with humanity at that point in time. It's just that
not.
we are more of an innovators.
Yeah,
Why
I
do you
think
think
I
not?
think the way we've been treating the planet, like the way we pollute it and shit, that's why we're not as compatible. Because we're like we're literally dumping trash in the ocean. What does the ocean do? It fucking like turns
RKO's us
it
with
turns into acid
tsunamis.
rain. What's up?
Like it RKO's us with tsunamis.
Yeah,
But I think the
So, quick
whole
question: are monkeys compatible with Earth? Because we were
What?
monkeys.
we do be monkey though.
Because like
Do
if
we monkeying around?
are monkeys were monkeys compatible with Earth? Because I'm like, because like what Kevin's saying, like what basically is like it's no longer compatible because we keep fucking shit up.
I think we're not compatible because of the fact that we use, since our bodies aren't adapted to be like the animals. Animals have their own bodies, they have their own set of skills that helps them survive.
Monkey.
Humans are slow. We're not as strong as a lot of animals. We're not as, we don't have the instincts like an animal, but what we do have is our mind. We have our tools. We made tools. And I think that's what started off as, using sticks and stones to spears, guns, and whatever we're using now. That's what's bringing us down. The fact that we don't use what we have as ourselves. We use tools around us. We use the world around us.
All right, and here's another question: if like if we're allowed into heaven, if we're good or not, or like animals also allowed, and also like what about like cavemen who didn't have an understanding of God, who didn't have an understanding of the world? Like, are they also just chilling there in their own section?
I think, for your first part, the whole teaching behind what we understand as who goes to heaven and who doesn't, anything with the soul. Now, as a Catholic teaching, it's that only humans have souls. Only humans have heart. Only humans have a part of themselves that isn't of this world, that isn't physical, that is spiritual in its sense, and that is holy in its sense. We are the only animals that have this blessing. And so only animals with souls are allowed to enter, not because they're better than any of the other ones, they just have that kind of like a seed that will soon to grow into their new body, new spiritual body, if they so choose to. We are a part of the world.
I don't know, Chief, because like if any one of you guys like have pets, and like I know you guys have like dogs and whatnot, like they you can see like them like fucking have life and whatnot, and to say that they don't really have a soul, I don't know about
I
that,
think
Chief.
that yes, they do have emotions, they do have that sense of community. But I think that, do pets go to heaven? It's a yes and no answer. It's like the pet that you had in your life will not be in heaven. But what made you
You heard here, folks. That's pretty based.
but the image of that pet in your head will translate itself into heaven. So of course I think that something in heaven will be able to kind of recreate that happiness that you had with your pet, that connection. It's a connection of love, although it's to an animal or whatever else.
Well, I can already tell you, I'm probably not gonna get into heaven because I don't got a soul. So shit.
We all have souls.
That's not true. You're not ginger.
Shut up! Yeah, I was about to say, shut up! You're not ginger.
Except for the Jews.
Wow.
All right, but anyway, what about the second part? I was saying, like, what about like people who like would barely think? I guess you could say.
There is a image. I forgot the name of it, but it is an image of the second coming of Christ. is standing over the graves of Adam and Eve. And Adam and Eve are emerging from their graves to stand with Jesus. Two graves are crossed together in the form of a cross, and Adam and Eve are rising up from the grave. And so I think that, of course, Adam and Eve weren't real. We understand, again, we believe in evolution. There was something that came before us that was not human, fair to say. I think everything that has its own sense of thought can, be allowed. I guess you could explain it by saying God created everything, right? Everything came into fruition because of God. Now it's up to them. It's up to the time and the life. So religions all around the world have a God, right? And God himself said, I can take the forms of many things. He was a bush on fire for some weird reason. He was a voice in the sky. He was light. He was a dove. He took these many different images. Sometimes he was referred in the Bible as a woman. So I think that whatever they believed in to be his higher power is God. But it's kind of like, because we understand better than they did, we have this image of God, which is like Father, Son, Holy Spirit. But because they were there and they were like, oh, big cloud goes boom, that's God. That's the image that God will take for them.
What about in today's terms? You know how there are so many people out there in the world who aren't Christian or aren't Catholic or whatnot. More than, I'd say, like 7/8 of the world isn't like a Christian or Catholic. So are they gonna go into heaven, or is God gonna give them a big fat L and send them to hell or whatnot? Because you just believed in the wrong thing.
Anyone, since Jesus himself said it, anyone who comes to me will go to heaven. Anyone who reaches me will go to heaven. Anybody who wants to be saved will go to heaven. So what I think in that is what I think about that is anyone who morally does the good thing has a spot in heaven. Because God can take the image of whatever he wants. But because of the differences that we might experience as humans, we might, in the end, find peace with our differences and be like, okay, so because I'm Christian Catholic, I think that it's God, Yahweh, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And I might see a guy who's Muslim, and he's like, oh, it's this other God, or like who's Zen Buddhist or whatever. Like, oh, I think it's this other person. But if I see them in heaven, I'm like, okay, my God just took the image of yours so that you could do it. And that's my idea. So if you do good, because, why would God let people who do good but just believe in the wrong thing die? Why not save them too? They did good. They lived by a good moral life.
So what you're trying to say is that as long as you believe in a higher power, you can get into heaven. Or am I misconstruing your argument?
You're close there. What I'm trying to say is that, like, I think everyone should believe that the Christian Catholic God is the one and true God. But if you don't believe in this God, you still do good, and you're willing to believe that this God might exist at the end of your life, even at the end of your life, you're dying and you see a God, but it's not your God, you're willing to accept that, be like, okay, I'm sorry, forgive me, but this is the life I lived. I tried doing the best I could. Even if it wasn't for you, will you still allow me that? And I think God would be like, yeah, it's cool.
So if a Muslim dies and he's, I guess, trying to go to heaven or whatnot, but he sees that it isn't Allah, he sees that it's God. What if he still tries to believe that this is Allah? Would he still be allowed in heaven, or would he go straight into hell?
Well, it's the same God, so
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically it's the same God.
But I think on that part, I
But
think it's more of like, I think in that sense, he would, God would try. But okay, so here's my thing. Because I believe in the one and true God, the only God, the God over everyone. I believe since he's so powerful, in the end, he will reveal himself however much as he has to in order for us to believe. And in the end, if we still don't believe, which I don't think will happen, I think everyone in the end will believe, except for those who reject God. Those who reject God and live a life of evil, those are the ones that will be sent to hell. I feel like everyone will be allowed a spot in heaven because God is that merciful, because God is that forgiving and is that powerful. He will show himself, he will prove himself over and over and over again until we believe. Only those who reject God's love, reject the love of others, and live a life of pain and evil, and in the end, look for a life of pain and evil, will be the ones sent to hell.
Yeah, because I've been kind of moving in and out because I had to do some things, but because I remember I heard you said like anyone who accepts God. It's like when you said that, I just remember that one joke from like Family Guy when like they go take down Saddam bin Laden or some shit, and he's like, "I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior," and then he just gets into heaven. And when you said that, I was like, does that count? but like now that you're like, oh yeah, if you've done evil things and you just don't get in because like you've done evil things.
Like, if you do evil things, like, we're all sinners, we all do evil things. It's just on a scale of evil things, some of us do less evil things than others. But as long as in the end,
Basically, if you cross the line,
I feel like in the end, we can still, like, as long as people in the end, at least if one person can forgive you that, and that one person is not God, you should be allowed a spot in heaven. But only if you truly repent and feel bad about what you did. Because in the end, like, I feel like in heaven, we hold no more hate. You can't hold hate, because that is a place full of grace and of love. It is just God. There's no room for hatred or anger at someone. You do not envy. There is no such thing as sin in that area, in that place. So
yeah, but like if you get rid of all sin like in a person, like if like the moment you walk into heaven, you get rid of their sin and like they can't sin anymore. Isn't that kind of getting rid of their free will?
no, because at that point you've reached, communion with God and with everyone. So you can't do bad things anymore. Yes, you can't do bad things. But we are still free to choose what we want to do. So, like, if you want to go fishing, then there'll be a pond there and whatever you want to do for fishing. Or if you want to go riding down a road, there'll be a road there with a car. Like, I think that everything that you want to do that makes you happy and that you can keep on doing and, spending your time there in heaven will keep on supplying you with that. Except for things that are evil, that are bad. So you will be truthful, you will not lie, you will not cheat, you will not steal. You'll just live a good, happy life. There's no difference except there's no temptation to do anything bad. You're not tempted. You still have your free will to do whatever you want. You're just not tempted to do something bad.
that sounds way too much like wishful thinking, and it could be because I, as a human being, I guess every single one of us here cannot fathom the idea that something could be perfect, something that can still have free will, but yet do no sin, no evil, or anything like that. I cannot comprehend, because when you're over here saying that uh you still have free will in heaven, you can do whatever makes you happy, but you just can't do evil things. To me, that sounds extremely like wishful thinking, almost as if you're kind of brainwashed or like puppeteered in some sort of way. Are you trying to see my train of thought here? Or am I not making sense?
You're making sense to me at least.
So yeah, I understand that. But I think in the end, it's again up to it's like it's your choice to believe what you want to believe. God gives you the choice to believe. Is this a place of perfection where you can do whatever you want to be happy? Since God is good, God is purely good and purely right. I feel that, in my sense, I feel that the temptations to do what is wrong isn't actually our choice. It's a temptation. Something is tempting us to go do wrong. That's not part. That's not part of the free will that He gives us. That's something added onto us since Eve took the fruit of knowledge and ate from it. That's where we have that third option of doing the wrong. We can do this good, we can do that good. That's our free will, I think. And then because of sin, we have the third option of doing bad. But I feel like we have the free will to do whatever we want in a good manner. We should use our power to do good. We can choose what we want to do, but we shouldn't choose the bad thing.
Well, let me ask you this one question. And it's gonna sound like a pretty loaded question. That's because it 100% is. Let's not talk so much more about like humans and their relationship with gods and shit like that. Let's talk about God Himself. Why do you believe that God is good?
I believe that God is good because at first it's more of like you have to realize that there is a God. You have to realize that there is something else out there that you can't touch, that you can't see, but it's there. Kind of like air. You feel it at times, you don't feel it at times, but you know it's there. And so I think what it is you realize you live in a world and you're like, something had to create this. Yes, it might be able to be explained scientifically, but something powerful, something big, something good had to create this amount of life. Because you can destroy things. That doesn't always mean that life will come out of it. Life has to be born from life. But that can include the cycle of death. Life turns into death, death brings out the life. But it has to start out with something living. Something that is there. Something that we can't see but is there. I think I first realized it is when you go out into the world and you look at these things and you're like, something had to create this. We're all here for some reason. And we may not know the reason, but something was here, something made this, something had this plan. And that's why I think God exists. Because if there isn't, why are we here? Why do we always go looking for a God? Why do we look for something bigger? Yes, they might explain, oh, there's this rain god, like back in the older days, there's this rain god. The rain gives us food, that's what wants to keep us alive, but why? Why do we always reach for something bigger than us? Why can't we just think, oh, water comes down, feeds us, we're done, we don't have to give thanks? We as humans look for something to give thanks to. And I feel like that's why that proves the idea that there is something bigger than us.
To me, that just insinuates what you just said. That to me, that just sounds like you're insinuating the fact that humans created God. God did not create Himself or whatnot. He was not there since the beginning.
No, He was there. What
Or
I'm
at
saying
least-
is that, He shows Himself in different ways, which is why we go looking for it. He's there, and subconsciously we know He's there, which is why we go looking for it, which is why we put names on it, which is why historically we have these many gods, a whole bunch of gods with the same origin story. They're all linked up some type of way.
Now, well, here's the thing with me was like, after hearing all that, I was like, I understand what you're coming from, and I also understand where Kevin's coming from, where he's like, oh, that just, to me, it just sounds like people made up God and shit. But it's like imagine a world where like for some reason, when the first humans popped up, they were just like like extremely smart for some reason, right? like smarter than like how normal humans first started out, and like smarter than they first started out. And fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and so like the first humans they didn't like instead of like going for God, like they just figure out everything else. So like they figure out why rain comes down, which is like water moving up and down in the cycle and shit like that, or like why thunder is made and shit like that. Like if that happened, like then would there be no God? Because then the only question left would be like, well, how come? Where did we come from? That's about it. I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's kind of I don't know.
Well, that does leave room for thinking. But if you think about it, we're asking those same questions now. Like, we now understand why the world works, how the world works. But in the end, we're still going back to the same question. Does God exist? If so, what does he look like? What does he do? Why is he not doing anything? So I feel like even if we were to understand everything from a beginning and base our evolution and civilizations to learning about everything and understanding it, and then asking, okay, is there a God? I think we'd still be in the same dilemma.
Here's a question that I usually like am wondering, like why. I guess it is a little bit of narcissism for me to think, but like, why should we care? Why should we care about like who created us? Why should we care about where we come from? Doesn't matter to us. What matters to us now is how we live our life. Is it not?
Yeah, you're right about that. So I think that I think it's a good way to kind of realize where we come from, why we're created. That's just a fun thing to know, right? It really doesn't help us here. It might help us if we like learn some secret about something hidden deep inside of us, like we have superpowers if we unlock why we are here. But what I'm saying is like it's a good thing to know. It's just knowledge. That's just that. Like why we started here, why we believe in a God. That's just knowledge. But I think it helps us in the end of times. We have a conscious, and I feel like that conscious makes us think about, okay, we live in a world where everything dies at one point. That means I'm going to die at one point. But then,
Memento mori.
yeah. And so I think at that point, you're like, okay, I need to look for something that explains why we must die. And I feel like and then that pops up the reason of, oh, I had it in the back of my head. I was saving it. But it's that sense of realizing that I forgot about it. I had it right in the top of my head, but I forgot. But it's like
He's cracking. I'm getting to him.
we have a conscience, right? And so and then from there we realize that we believe that humans believed in gods to have a sense of this is where we go, this is what happens after we die. And in that's when he reveals that if you reach a place
I think his shit died.
more death, where there is no more hurt.
Oh wait, can you repeat that? Your mic cut off.
Oh, great. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is that once humans realize that that there wasn't anything after death, we start to look for reasons as to why we must die. And I think that's when we get to reveal to us that the whole doctrine of we die, and if we do good and we do good by God's law, any God's law, we reach a state of peacefulness and a state of holiness. In the case of, God, my God, we reach that point. I feel like that's the end goal, not to you continue to live, but at the end you're like, okay, I know I'm gonna live, and I know I'm gonna die. What's next? And so then that's where we go into the point of like, okay, God exists to keep us alive after we die.
I don't know, dude. It's just like,
There's this.
to me, it's just like I just don't give a shit. You know, I live and die. That's it. What matters is what happens when I'm
Oh,
living,
I remember it now.
not before, not after.
So there's this thing that this French writer wrote, and he wrote, "It's better to believe in a God. It's better to just believe that. It's better to believe in the possibility of a God than not believe in that at the end of time, that being the sole reason we are judged and sent to hell." So I feel like if you choose not to believe, so be it. But we recommend you do, because if there is a God, this comes from a guy who's not religious. It comes from a guy who questioned the faith. But he wrote, "It's better to believe and be wrong than not believe and be wrong."
Yeah, it's kind of where I stand with the whole thing. I'm like, because I'm not 100% sure if like the Christian version of God is like the end all be all. I don't know. I feel like to me, God would just be like some chill dude who just hangs out and he's like, oh, what's
I
up?
think
He just shows you stuff and
I
things
think
like
in
that.
that sense, God takes any form. And I feel like he can't reveal himself
Yeah.
completely because, again, we're human. And although we reach a place with God, our minds are still human. So we still, I think, can only absorb so much of what God is.
Yeah, because like the thing is like I'm like 'cause I'm not because I'm not fully I'm not like an atheist or whatever. Like I'm like sometimes I questions things, but I'm like there might just there probably is a God. No one knows which one is out of like all the religions, which
And
one is
that's
which.
another thing that we
Things like that.
actually, encourage people. We encourage you to question. We encourage you to question why. Why is this happening? Is there really a God? Question your faith, question the faith of others, and see which ones, have a direct answer.
Some Catholics,
Well,
not
we're
all.
supposed to believe it. Some of us are still very thick-skinned and thick-headed, and try to enforce. But we're supposed to believe that everybody has their own choice. So we're telling you this as what we believe. We believe that this is going to happen. We believe that this is probably what it's going to look like. We don't know for sure, but this is what we believe in. And if you want to question it, go right ahead. Find your truth. Find your truth so that in the end, you can be comfortable saying if you believe, if you don't believe.
Look, I'm atheist for different reasons, but I can tell you this: even if it is safer to believe in a God, I would 100% not choose the Christian God. 100% not. I would bank on another God.
No, and I feel no. To me, I feel like that's fine. 'Cause I don't know, sometimes I have questions stuff. It's like no, it's just weird sometimes. It's like
I feel like humans like that are stubborn, and I feel like God, I feel like just that stubbornness is, that part that he created us in, and I feel like that doesn't come from sin. So I feel like if you choose to believe in another God, at the end of your life, I think you'll see that God. But it's not that God in reality, it's my God taking that form so that you can be saved.
I was about to say Hoggers, bro, but no. Poggers, I got the right God. Oh shit, it's Christian God.
because to me like because at least in the I feel like to me the most interesting like fucking afterlife, at least in recent times, are just like I know I'm talking about like the MCU's version, where just like which is like I mean they also just made it because like they're like oh we don't want to tell people there's this religion is correct, but it's like
All gods are real.
but it's like yeah, all gods are real. So like so like the Black Panther version of the paradise is there. The Egyptian one is there, and they're like, oh, no one's been here in a while, but I mean, shit, you guys are here. So there's that one. Then and then just like other ones. There's other afterlives, I guess.
The
It's
mythological
like
ones, Thor, Odin.
yeah, yeah. The Valhalla's now here and there. So it's like there's a bunch of afterlives. It's just like
Well,
whatever
I
you
feel
believe,
like
you just
that's
go to that
another
one.
thing though, because the MCU states that like that isn't. They're not planes. They're not different planes of reality where you go to this place after you die. Those are completely new planets. Like Thor, Odin, all them to Valhalla. Yeah, that's on
they?
a whole nother planet. They exist with each
Uh,
other.
I don't think they said that though.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they said they're planets. Like I never interpreted it as planet. I just interpreted it like different planes.
They're in the same space,
Because like
though.
yeah, because literally one of them is called the ancestral
Oh,
plane.
that's yeah, the ancestral plane. But what I think is that, you know, we perceive them as gods, but in their reality, they're like us, human. I guess you could say. So we look at them, we could be like,
I don't
oh,
know,
Thor, Odin, those are gods. But in the big scale of everything, those are just like mortals like us.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
aliens basically.
So yeah, there might be
It just,
ancestral, like the ancestral plane and all that, and all this and all that, like where there are other planes, but we also have to take in the fact that they are saying like, okay, we live on Asgard. Asgard is a island planet thing, something physical,
well, to me,
something
it's
you
like,
don't go to after you're dead.
well, to me, it's like because I always thought like maybe all religions are right, I guess in a way. Because like to me, it's like the way the MCU is basically saying it is like everything, all of the afterlives are there, and like if you believe in a certain thing, you'll end up in the one that you believed in. So it's like because they also kind of like alluded to like what's it called? What's the one the Egyptian one the Egyptian hippo? She alluded to that she's seen the ancestral plane. So it's like to me the way I interpret their version is like that all of them they know of each other. It just depends on like what you believed, and you just end up going to whatever one you believed in.
I was gonna say, I just realized you don't actually know what I believe in the afterlife, do you?
Well, the only thing I understand from you is that you said like you just
No,
think.
not you, not you.
Uh,
Oh, oh, you don't know what I believe in the afterlife, do you?
No, I don't actually.
Do you actually want to hear what I believe happens when you die?
You said nothing. You said right.
No, I didn't say nothing. There is something that actually happens.
All right, what happens?
So what I believe in is that as soon as you die, uh, you start your life all over again, exactly the same way how you lived out through it. So
It's just a
a
loop.
never-ending. Yeah, it's just a loop.
Huh.
The exact same thing happens over and over and over again.
Which would explain
Yeah.
deja vu, but you would completely forget, basically.
Yeah. Because I mean, there's also this other. Well, I've heard something similar to Kevin what he said. There's like a theory that's like, whenever humans die, like that ever, or like when you know, like when some people are like, my life flashed before my eyes, like
Yeah, like right
they're
now
like,
you're dying right now, and you're just reliving your life.
yeah, but like
Yeah,
you,
I'm dying.
and then
I'm dying at another point in time and space.
yeah, it just keeps going. It's just a loop that just keeps going. It's like it's like this loop has been played like 1,000 times. So like,
And who would want to watch
It's my
my sad life
schizophrenic
for?
loop.
yeah, it's just schizophrenia.
My schizophrenic loop. Fuck. This isn't
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, because I have a lot of deja vu. Sometimes it's useful. Sometimes it's just stupid shit. It's just like I just looked at a bag and I'm like, oh shit, I looked at that bag again. So I don't know. So but I'm like, I don't. I also don't kind of like that view because to me it's just like I don't want to forget everything that's happened.
I think that
Like I want there to be an afterlife mostly so I can remember everything that's happened in my life.
Well, I mean, eventually you will remember it all again until it just gets wiped out again.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I don't want it. I don't want to. I don't want it to be wiped out. I just basically want to keep going and
But
basically.
I'm just saying, like, look at the bright side. You get to relive through all your favorite memories, and I guess
and
all
your
your worst
worst
memories as well.
memories.
You know your worst.
And
But the
what
good
about
shit, the good shit
people? What
outfit.
about people who live terrible lives? People who were
I
always
mean,
stuck in poverty. People who were
And what
always
about like
hurt or in
what about the
pain.
kids what about the kids who couldn't even remember shit? Like the ones who died at birth. Do they just like
Yeah. What about the
they're just fucked.
abortions? What about the
Oh,
abortion?
what
they're
about
just
the
fucked.
abortion?
They're just fucked for eternity. They're just fucked for eternity. And by
You're
the
like, oh my
way, I
god,
know.
it's me. Oh my god, it's me. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just like that. They're just fucked for eternity. But I also don't believe that if you're aborted, you fucking have a soul or live or whatnot, anything like that. We've already had this discussion before. But yeah, if you have a bad life, sorry, bad RNG, I guess. Good luck in the multiverse.
Yeah, but then I don't know. Then that sucks. Is like you don't get a do over, or you don't get to continue somewhere else and just like continue and try to have a better life. I don't know.
I feel like that's more like that's a sense of like an empty promise. You just relive your life. There's yes, of course, there's happy memories and there's sad memories, but like I just feel like there's a sense of emptiness. There's no reason for you to live anymore. Like yeah, there might be the reasons that you were living, but if it just is a loop and a loop and a loop and a loop and a loop, then there was no reason for your existence. Why do we exist then?
Yeah,
To just watch
yeah,
ourselves loop?
yeah. It's like I don't like that idea because it's like one, I forget everything. Like I just have to relive the good parts and the bad parts again. But it's like just at the end of the day, at the end of the day, well, at the end of the day, it kind of feels like there's no real point because it's just the same thing over and over and over again. It's like dog,
I
just let me
mean,
move on.
yeah, like I understand some people aren't gonna like be content with that idea, but like, who the fuck cares about our exist or about like why we exist or whatnot?
I
Again,
care.
I'm
Like
I
actually,
care.
many people care. Like you wanna find a reason. Because in life you will find small reasons. You'll find like small reasons to keep going the next day, or find reasons to keep going for the rest of your life.
but the thing is like you can't find that. No one else is gonna tell you that reason. You have to find that reason for yourself.
Yeah, but to find it over and over and over again and just forget about it every single life doesn't seem like the actual reason.
Well, if you didn't find it in one lifetime, you're definitely not gonna find it in the other. Because if you live the exact same life over and over again in a loop, nothing's gonna change. Everything's still gonna happen the same way it's always happened.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no point in why we look for a reason to live anymore.
I mean, there is. It's just that you wouldn't know it unless you wouldn't know it because you're not looking at it through the bigger picture. Because you don't know the bigger picture.
Well, there is no bigger picture. It's just a loop.
Look, again, this just could be me being full of myself, but no, I'm just like live the life, live life at its moment.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
And I mean, this is very base. This is a very based opinion, but I don't get how some people are saying like, oh, if you die and nothing happens, that's scary. It's not scary.
Kind of is.
It's not scary because you're not gonna be there to like feel the emptiness or whatnot. You're just gonna be gone like that.
Yeah, but it's like, but I mean, it's scary right
Oh,
now.
it's the
It's scary
idea
to thought.
of. I feel like it's the idea of you live your entire life for something and then nothing happens. That's what scares you. The thought of there's nothing there after your hard work. It's like
Yeah,
people
it's
who.
like if I no, but you can go.
All right, thank you. It's like people who like work their entire lives. They're like, I've been doing this my entire life for a happy life, and they come stressed out, and they're like, at the end of my life, what will happen? And if they feel like nothing's gonna happen, what's the point of doing that much work? Why not just live your life doing whatever you want to do? Because of course nothing is gonna happen. That's what people are afraid of. People are afraid of nothing happening, so they want to aim for something bigger, aim for something better, aim for the reality where there is something there waiting for them. And I feel like that's why everything ties back into religion, and there is something after your death.
Now you
Yeah,
see
because
people who believe that they should get something after their death. Now those guys are full of themselves because you've already lived your life. You've already had your chance to do
not
something
really.
good. You've already had your chance to like live life at its moment.
What
Why
about people who
like
haven't? What about people who've been bedridden their whole entire lives? People who've had
Those
their
people
life
who
taken
haven't had a
from them.
tough luck, bad RNG?
it's just like to me it's like if by the end of the day if there was nothing to be if there's nothing after death, it's like then just kill me when I was a kid, like shit, like what was the point?
Well, if somebody is like bedridden or like has like a really shitty life, I bet you if they don't feel like they're already like in a bad spot, in a bad life, if they already don't feel like their life don't mean nothing, who's to say that they're just like, well, I don't want to exist anymore, for all of eternity.
Well, I feel like that's where, the evangelization comes in, where we are urged to tell them, look, you're living a bad situation. don't go, offing yourself to get into this place because, although you can, killing yourself is a sin, but at the same time it's not. It's that part is hard to explain. But basically our job is to tell them, hey, look, your situation is bad. It might not get better, but in the end, there is something waiting for you better. There is something better out there. Something filled with all the things that you've always wanted to do. All the good things in life that you've missed out on.
Once again, that just sounds like wishful thinking.
Well,
It
yeah, but
genuinely
like,
sounds like wishful thinking.
well, yeah, but what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with it? I don't know. It just seemed like a fallacy to me. Be real.
Again, like, you may be right. What if there's nothing left? But the thing is, if there is something after your death, in your wake, you can think. But if
I mean,
you,
yeah.
like,
I guess it would be better to tell somebody who's like living a shitty life, hey yo G, don't worry, shit's gonna get better, at least in the afterlife. Like, it is better to say something along those lines. I guess over my shit that says, yeah, you just got screwed. It is better to say like there is something at the end of the road, but
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. To me, like, I may not believe in like the Christian God, or I mean, I don't know if I do. Well, I don't know. It just like at the end of the day, I don't. I at least want there to be something after life, because like, yeah. But the only reason I say it's scary to me is because like right now it's scary. It's like if there's nothing after. And like I get where you're coming from, Kevin, where you're like, oh, it doesn't matter if it's scary, like because afterwards you won't there's nothing there. It's not scary anymore. But it's like I don't know. It just feels like nothing mattered at the end. It's like why live life at all? I don't know. It's just I don't know. Because I guess you could just say yeah, nothing matters because eventually it'll just be forgotten. Like as much as a lot of people will get remembered for a lot of big stuff, but like that's only like the important people. Like what about like the
no,
normal
not
people
even
who just do
that.
normal
Not even that. Everything, this whole world is temporary. At one point,
Yeah.
human race will die. Even if we get off this planet and start a colony somewhere in space or find another planet or do whatever, in the end, humanity will die. There is no escaping death for humanity, so everything will be forgotten anyway. So,
just sounds like you're proving my point.
if we forget what happened,
unironically.
no, but if we forget the history of everything that we've been through now, shouldn't there at least be some form of record after? Some form of us coming back and living. Not to remember other people, but to remember ourselves and the lives that we've had.
Yeah.
Because if everything goes against us, and in the end, everything will be destroyed, why do we have a sense of wanting to remember what happened if we don't have the ability to do so? I think we do. When everything goes bottoms up and gets destroyed, in the end, you will still be here to remember. Not here physically. You will still be, again, I'd say heaven would be in heaven. And we would be, recollecting what we lived, what we've experienced, what other people have experienced.
All I can really say to that is, don't care. Just go outside, touch grass, get bitches.
I've already done all
So the
three.
opposite of what you're doing.
live life. Yeah, you've already done all three, and I still haven't, and yet I'm the one telling you to do so.
I think everyone here but you has done all three.
Exactly.
It's okay, Kevin. It's because you're not. It's because you haven't accepted the doctrine of the Catholic faith.
Stupid. You haven't let us go, stupid ass.
Are you sure it hasn't? Are you sure it's more or less? I haven't taken the meds instead of.
You need to wake up,
You
Kevin.
haven't taken the Christ pill.
Wake up, Kevin.
Bro, just let us go. You get some bitches, I swear.
I can. It's an endless loop. If I didn't get
Hi,
bitches
guys.
now, I'm not gonna get bitches anytime sooner.
I think I'm finna head out. I'm finna take a fat shit.
Yeah, how long have we been recording? This is a long.
We're going for hour 45.
Yeah, an hour 45. But the thing is like I don't remember if we like did like the first 10 or 20 minutes like just talking bullshit without the intro. So
I think you should just clip the intro at the end. Be like, we should make the intro now, and then just clip it and put it to the front. And then you'd have your episode. We can you'll have Like the first part of it, just us just randomly talking about whatever, and then the actual part.
Yeah. Rico, how the fuck is your brother so much more religious than you are? Fucking fraud piece of shit.
How?
You said your brother's more religious than you.
He kind of is. I
You
won't
were
deny that.
you were nowhere in this conversation.
I mean, he practically said everything I was gonna say. We had the same
Right.
catechism.
I'm like
We
they
literally go
basically
to the
believe
same
in the same
church.
thing.
We believe in the same thing.
They believe in the same thing.
I
And
know,
to answer,
man.
and to answer a question about like dogs and whatnot, if they go to heaven, I believe they do. Like, if you ask me, heaven is a place
He
that.
doesn't. Wait, what? But he.
What?
Hold up.
All right, checkmate, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold
That's
up.
it for this episode. If you like the
No,
video, like the podcast,
we're not done here.
All right.
Okay,
We gotta get a debate with these two.
so
Alright, this will be the final point. Shut up, my turn.
oh my god,
So back to like what Kevin was
Just
saying.
slap him. Get up and slap him.
I have no idea where he is. I'm in my corner over here.
I'm downstairs.
Alright, so back to like you're saying about like if dogs or whatever go to heaven, like our pets. I believe that heaven is a plane of existence where. Oh, okay. First of all, I think there's a truth in every religion. You know, down to like the most obscure one, down to like Christianity or whatever. So, and I think if you choose to go to like that religion, hey, go for it. That's your life. You can do whatever you want. I really don't care. As long as you can respect my beliefs, I can respect yours. It's whatever, right? Like Kevin, you're an atheist. I respect that. It's whatever.
Kinda.
They can respect my beliefs.
Yeah, you guys are Catholics, but I respect your beliefs.
Thank you. You see, like we can come to an understanding. So back to that, I believe that heaven or whatever the place of salvation is, I believe one can only find salvation where one can truly be happy. Like yes, I do have to admit that my beliefs sort of shape my view of what heaven is. Because for some people it could be a completely different thing, and for me, I believe it's a place or plane where I'm one with my God, but I'm also surrounded by the people and individuals and beings that make me happy. So heaven for me would be like I would still have my pets, my dogs. I would have my friends, you guys, even if it's like I don't know, like if my heaven is exactly like others' heaven. Like yeah, there could be just one big heaven, and we each get our own like subsections. If
The
that makes
mega
sense.
heaven.
Like mega heaven, then we get like our own cubicle heavens, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going on with the MCU kind of version.
Yeah, I feel like everyone gets their own piece of salvation. Even if down to the atheists, I believe if you guys truly believe that there's no God or whatever, I still think there's a point where you guys will still be saved. I'm not saying like you have to believe in something or you don't. I'm just saying that I believe everyone deserves a fair shot at salvation and to be happy. Really.
Everyone gets their babysitter in their corner, and then the atheists just don't.
Okay, that'd be kind of funny. All right, thanks, folks, for joining us at this episode. This is what
I thought your brother was going to respond to that.
I mean, he already said what he thought.
I already did. His whole spiel was this. He literally carried this fucking podcast episode.
I mean, he is the guest of honor today.
The honor and the guest.
He's probably the most talked. He probably talked the most out of all the guests.
I mean, Kevin was just there asking questions.
Yeah,
answered pretty much.
But anyway.
Actually, before we end it off, let me ask you one thing.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna be free this weekend?
I think so.
All right, because I feel like this has to be. I feel like we need a leftovers episode for this one because Because let me tell you something. I did not go ballistic this episode. However, I'm pretty sure like if I had more time, I would probably go ballistic at one point in time. So we need to have a leftovers episode on this.
Sure, I'm down. I
Alright,
still got my piece to say. I'm pretty sure Daniel still wants to say something too.
Yeah, but he can't because he's not.
Oh yeah. Okay, well,
he's not gonna be. Yeah, well, work, I guess. But anyway, whatever you believe in, it's what you believe in. Just respect others. But here's one thing we can't respect between anything is the fact that Kevin thinks that X wasn't popular before he died.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you like the podcast, leave likes, comments, subscribes, and whatnot. Follow us. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on every single platform known imaginable to man. Probably not, but I'm just saying this so you can follow us. Whatever. Bad outro.
If anyone
This
wants to
has
date
been-
Kevin, just text Instagram.
This has been another episode of a Can of Beans podcast, and I would also like to say thank you so much for 10 episodes. I can't believe we've already done 10 episodes of this. We're
Why are you
still
thinking
going
them?
strong. What?
Why are you thinking them?
Because they're listening to us.
But
If
thank
we
you.
had,
Our
That's
5
gonna-
listeners.
But no, but it's not that. It's kind of funny. It's just like, thank you guys for making 10 episodes. What do you mean?
thank you guys for listening to 10 episodes and whatnot.
All right, that's better. Because I'm like, bro, they didn't make it. Are we paid?
Not yet.
Not yet, stupid.
Not yet. If
Bro,
anyone wants to
please.
sponsor us, just let us know, please.
Out of our 10 viewers, one of them's like Jeff Bezos.
If we could get a Twitch sponsor or whatnot, preferably not Papa John's, because after all the shit we talked about Papa John's today.
No,
Anyway.
it's the Aryan racist pizza.
Anyways, this has been an episode of a Can of Beans podcast. We'll see you guys in the next 2 weeks. Take care, everybody.
Whoa.